And there is no way to suggest that there was any manipulation of evidence or testimony at the scene. So now, it's time, very soon, probably not soon enough for you, but very soon, for you to deliberate and reach a verdict. A verdict rendered by members of your community about an event that happened in your community. Glynn County, filled with communities that are filled with neighbors. Why did it take us 11 days to select you? Well, the media descended on this case, and unless, I think several of you said, unless you lived under a rock, you knew something about the case. Some facts that were accurate, some facts that were ridiculous, and some facts that were outright slanted for shock value. And we as humans do, we begin to form opinions when we begin to hear things that we believe could be facts. And then there's the social media. People posting arguments, comments, and opinions. And then with the algorithm of Facebook, you're going to get more and more of the same opinions and comments and opinions that are like the opinions that you seem to be interested in. And next thing you know, you think that these people's opinions are facts. And the other issue is this is a small county. Many of the jurors that were summoned knew the defendants. Many of the jurors that were summoned knew the Arbery's. Many of the jurors that were summoned knew people who were close to people who knew either one of them. And consistent with human nature, those folks had formed opinions. So why are you the 15 that remained? Because you were determined to be the people most likely to do what I submit to you is the impossible. To set aside opinions and beliefs you'd formed before you came into court. To set aside facts that you thought were accurate before you came to court, and to promise with your oath, hand to God, to base your verdict only on what you hear in this courtroom. It's kind of a ridiculous standard, but it's all we've got for these men to have their day in court. And we had to assess your honesty. We had to assess your candor, your truthfulness, that you would do what you said you would do. This incredible, awesome responsibility that you've been selected to undertake. Jury deliberations are not like a meeting. They're not like a business meeting where you're going to each put in your opinions and thoughts and reach an agreement, a little give and take. It's not like going to buy a car and you're dickering over the price. It's not even like the legislature when they're trying to come up with a budget. Hey, this is the stuff I really want in my packet, and this is the stuff I really want in my packet. I'll give up a little bit of this if you give up a little bit of that. That is not at all how jury deliberations work. Because you see, compromise has absolutely no place in the deliberative process. The judge will instruct you. Keep an open mind, talk with each other, consider each other's points of view, but the bottom line, ladies and gentlemen, is that each of you will form this verdict on your own. You are the gatekeepers of this jury process. You're the gatekeepers of the oath that you each took. If some of you feel strongly one way, and others of you feel strongly the other way, keep talking, keep working. This is important. But you are not to give up any opinions you have, any thoughts and beliefs you have, just to get along or just to be unanimous. You are not to consider what the possible punishments just might be. You can't have the kind of conversation that says, well, you know, that malice murder, that is kind of ridiculous given the facts of this case. So let's just agree on that felony murder. That can't be that bad. It's got to be a less than the malice murder. Or, you know, some of you really want felony murder, and some of you really want not guilty. What if we just sort of meet in the middle with one of those ag assaults? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I encourage you, I beg you, to slam on the brakes if you hear any conversations like that in the jury room. The only thing you're asking yourself is whether the state removed every logical reason for you to doubt that Greg McMichael had the requisite knowledge and intent to execute a citizen's arrest. And if that's the case, then not guilty is the only verdict you can reach. Because every single count in this indictment is so serious. And every single count in this indictment is life-changing for Greg McMichael.